What is the image that comes to your mind when you see or hear the word science? Does the word bring up the image of the solar system or that of a space shuttle? Does it bring to your mind the picture of a microscope? Did it ever bring to your mind the image of a geometry set you used in school? Or that of a ruler or a pencil? Yes, a pencil. Ever wondered what a pencil has got to do with science? Or, for that matter, what clay, wax, sperm whales, or even bread had to do with pencil? Here's what. Welcome to the story of the scientific tool, the pencil. Long, long ago, our nomadic hunter-gatherer ancestors saw many wonderful things around them. The birds, animals, flowers, fruits, the sun, the moon, and the stars. Now everybody likes to record the amazing things they see, and so did our ancestors. They wanted to share this information, and so they began recording, just like us. Some of us use videography to record, while some record through photography, and some through art. Others simply write. Our ancestors recorded through cave paintings. But back then, they did not have paint brushes or pencils. They just used rocks and sticks as recording tools. Centuries passed, civilizations evolved, and so did the writing and writing tools. The Incas created symbols to represent things, and the Mesopotamians came up with the reed pen. Reed pens were popular, but then Romans came up with something different to write with. It was called the stylus or the lead pencil. Of course, stylus wasn't the actual pencil of today, but it was pencil-like, long, thin, rod-like with a sharp, pointy tip and a flat behind. It was usually made of the metal lead and was called the lead pencil. But it was also made of the metal silver and was called the silver point. Leonardo da Vinci and Rembrandt are supposed to have used the silver point for their art. Now, this lead pencil could make impressions on wax slates or tablets. Mistakes did happen, but the flat end was used as an eraser to wipe away all the mistakes. These styli were used nearly till the 17th century, when they were completely abandoned. Another recording instrument that was abandoned a little after the styli was the quill pen, which was developed in the 6th century CE in Spain. But letting go of these recording instruments caused no worry, because by then something else was making a splash: the graphite core pencil. Legend goes that one stormy 16th century night in Barrowdale, England, a shepherd lost his sheep. Rendered helpless because of the night, he set out the next day to look for the sheep. While searching, he found a huge tree uprooted because of the storm. And clinging to the roots of the tree was a soft black substance which could leave a mark on many surfaces. The locals mistook the black substance for lead and called it plumbago. They cut out sticks of the material and used it to mark their sheep and coat their stuff. Because the black substance was very soft, they wrapped the sticks in thread or leather or sheepskin. And the first crude pencil was born. Now these graphite sticks traveled far and wide from England, and each country they went to added its own bit to the pencil. An Italian couple, Mr. and Mrs. Bernocotti, added a wood casing to the graphite core, and voila, the ancestor of the modern pencil was invented. All went well till the war broke out between England and France. England stopped its supply of graphite to France, but France needed it. After all, the war plans and maps were written in pencil. So, a military scientist and engineer, Conte, was called and was given the task of producing the pencil. Now, England's pure graphite sticks weren't available because of the war, nor was Germans' graphite powder and sulfur mixed sticks. So Conte just used France's inferior graphite powder and mixed it with clay. And then he roasted this mixture in a kiln at temperatures close to 1900 degrees Fahrenheit. And that day was born the modern pencil core. America was not far behind in its pencil technology. Americans initially mixed graphite with wax, fish bladder goo, or spermaceti obtained from sperm whale. And then the famous writer Henry David Thoreau, whose family was in the pencil business, added clay as a binder instead of wax. Now this clay graphite combination left less greasy marks, and adjusting the amount of clay could change the hardness and blackness H and B of the pencil. Less clay meant softer, darker pencils like B, 2B, 3B, 6B or 9B. More clay meant harder pencils like H, 2H, 3H, 6H or even 9H. These pencils were fine, but Thoreau wanted finer ones. He wanted something less brittle. So he invented a machine to collect the finest particles of powdered graphite, and these particles he mixed with clay and got less brittle and much softer pencils. Of course, modern technology mixes graphite with polytetrafluoroethylene or high-density polyethylene. To go on with the story, pencils became hugely popular because they could produce a smudge-free, dark and nearly permanent mark on paper. Now, if the graphite lead became blunt, it could be sharpened. A French mathematician, Bernard Lassimon, invented sharpeners and patented them in 1828. And if mistakes happened, breadcrumbs could erase a graphite mark. Yes, breadcrumbs. And at one time in history, breadcrumbs were carried around with pencils to erase the mistakes. Then one day, something happened. Joseph Priestley, the chemist, wanted to erase something. He had a collection of breadcrumbs and rubber beside him, and without looking, he accidentally picked up a piece of rubber instead of breadcrumbs, and again, voila, the rubber was gone. It was called rubber because it rubbed away the pencil marks. But this rubber was gooey in different weather, and it was Charles Goodyear who made it less gooey and more stable. Now it was the turn of Hyman Lipman to improve the pencil design. He just took a piece of rubber and attached it to the end of a pencil, and he had a eraser attached pencil. After that, the pencil underwent many changes. The casings were painted bright colored instead of just the wood colors. Color pencils came up with colored graphite core. Mechanical pencils were invented, and even plastic flexible pencils came along. India is probably the youngest pencil manufacturer, beginning the process as late as 1930, close to independence. But its best brand of Hindustan pencils, the Natraj and Apsara, spread across the world and left their mark. So, next time you pick up a pencil, remember it's not just a pencil you are using, but it is the most powerful scientific writing and recording tool you are using. And if you use it well, a pencil and a dream can take you anywhere, like J. Mayer said. Thank you.